Good morning, students. Today we'll continue again with unit number 3, which is for irrigation and lift irrigation. Topic number 4, maintenance of irrigation canals and lift irrigation. In continuation with our previous lecture, this topic we'll start now is types of canal lining materials. So there are 12 types of canal lining materials, and they are reinforced concrete lining, plain cement concrete lining, prefabricated cement concrete lining, concrete lining, brick or tile lining, asphalt concrete lining, stone lining, soil cement lining, compacted or stabilized earth lining, membrane lining, exposed membrane, and buried membrane. The next topic is maintenance of irrigation canals. A good maintenance program can prolong the life of canals. A routine, thorough program should be kept too. Maintenance of an irrigation canal system is usually carried out in between two irrigation seasons or at times of low water demand. It consists of cleaning, weeding, desilting, reshaping, and executing minor repairs. Bushes or trees on canal embankments should be removed. They may obstruct the water flow, and their roots will open the compacted soil in the banks and cause the development of leakages. Plants, silt, and debris in the canal should be removed. While cleaning the canal bed, care must be taken that the original shape of the cross-section is kept. For this, a wooden frame or template with the exact dimensions of the designed cross-section of the canal being cleaned can be of great help. Breaches and rat holes in the embankments should be filled with compacted soil, inside as well as outside of the embankment. For compacting, the soil should be wetted. Weak sections and sections of canal embankments where people or animals cross the canal should be strengthened with compacted soil or with bricks. Eroded sections of a canal should be rebuilt to the original shape. For maintenance operations, it is important to organize farmers and to involve them in the activities. The next topic is lift irrigation. So, what is lift irrigation? Lift irrigation is a method of irrigation in which water, instead of being transported by natural flow, as in gravity-fed canal systems, requires external energy through animal, fuel-based, or electric power using pumps or other mechanical means. Here I've shown you a picture of lift irrigation system. Next, types of lift irrigation. There are 3 types of lift irrigation. Number 1, lift canal irrigation. Lift canal irrigation are the main waterways that bring irrigation water from a water source to the areas to be irrigated. They can be lined with concrete, brick, stone, or a flexible membrane to prevent seepage and erosion. Number 2, well irrigation. Well irrigation is a principal method of irrigation used in India. Underground water is tapped for drinking purposes, and at the same time, it is also tapped for irrigating the cultivated land. For implementation of this procedure, a hole is dug in the ground for providing perennial supply of soft water. Number 3, tube well irrigation. Tube well irrigation comes under lift irrigation. Tube well is a small diameter hole drilled in the subsoil formation. The cross-sectional area of this type of well is small, and unless some mechanical power is used for lifting water, rate of water withdrawal will be low. Next, advantages of lift irrigation. So there are 4 advantages of lift irrigation. Number 1 is lift irrigation is made possible at the higher levels. Number 2, the problem of land acquisition is less. Number 3, water losses are low. And number 4, less manpower is used. Disadvantages of lift irrigation. There are 5 disadvantages of lift irrigation. Number 1, dependability is more because of the usage of pumps as lifting devices, which is dependent on electricity. Number 2, this method is uneconomical due to the usage of pumps, which requires high cost of maintenance. Number 3, the requirement of manure is more since the underground source has more fertility value. Number 4, the flow of groundwater across the layers of soils makes the crop harmful. Number 5, the discharge is usually much small. So this is assignment for lecture number 17. The question is you have to name and explain the sources of lift irrigation. I repeat, you have to name and explain the sources of lift irrigation. The last date of submission is on or before 26th of September, which is Saturday. Now we'll go through a video which may be a little bit long, but this video will help you to understand in practical the lift irrigation. It is about a project in the Telangana state. Also at the same time, you can give your attendance in the chat box immediately after this lecture. Thank you.
Increasingly volatile weather patterns fueled by climate change, crumbling infrastructure, pollution and overpopulation is causing a surging demand for water. The world's water challenges are dramatically increasing, and so are the possibilities to solve them. Xylem devotes its technology, time and talent to advance the smarter use of water. We look to a future where global water issues do not exist. Xylem is a Fortune 1000 leading global water technology provider with a century-long track record.
For Xylem, innovation plays a critical role. We have development and R&D centers on a global scale. We're now also investing heavily in India. We have a technology center in Baroda, but also in Bangalore, where we're expanding pretty heavily.
India is all set to become the world's most populous country in less than a decade, and by 2050, it will have added 416 million urban residents, according to the UN. Demand for water will reach twice the available supply by 2030, placing hundreds of millions of lives in danger. Already, 600 million people are facing acute water shortages nationwide, and 200,000 die each year from inadequate or unsafe water supplies, according to the Niti Aayog report. It is estimated that around 40% of piped water in India is lost to leakage. Xylem is working every day to bring the latest water technologies and innovation to India to manage water more effectively and efficiently all across the water cycle and help make India water secure. India is the biggest user of groundwater. Groundwater meets more than half of total requirement of clean water in the country. About 89% of groundwater extracted in India is used for irrigation, making it the highest category user in the country. Xylem is leading the digital transformation of water, partnering with our customers and innovation leaders to deliver unprecedented insights to optimize existing water systems and creating a future that is more water efficient and more energy efficient.
Our Xylem team here in India has developed and designed some of the most efficient and most reliable pumps in the world for these applications. They got the full support of Xylem Global, including our world-class research and development programs around the world.
India's newest state, Telangana, has a cultivable area of 75.21 lakh hectares, while its net irrigated area is a mere 22.89 lakh hectares. Therefore, the transfer of water through lift schemes and delivering it to deficient upland regions of Telangana is of strategic importance. In this context, The Telangana government's enormous and prestigious Kaleshwaram Lift Irrigation Scheme, KLIS, estimated to cost about rupees 80,000 crore, holds the potential to change this scenario and end water woes of the state where many regions are parched. KLIS is the first of its kind and the largest lift-based irrigation project in the world. KLIS is divided into 7 lanes and 28 packages to dig up 19 reservoirs in 13 districts, which can hold 141 TMC of water. These reservoirs are interconnected through tunnels about 330 kilometers long. The 1,832-kilometer long canals will take the water as far as 500 kilometers from the source. And ultimately, it will be pumped up 618 meters above sea level. The project requires 7,152 megawatts of electricity to pump 3 TMC of water daily. In the first phase, 4,992 megawatts of electricity will be used for pumping 2 TMCs of water. Megha Engineering and Infrastructure Limited, MEIL, India's leading infrastructure company, has completed the construction of the major components of the project, which is looked upon as an engineering marvel.
Kaleshwaram Lift Irrigation Scheme is the largest lift irrigation project in India undertaken by Telangana government. Sundilla project, pump scheme number 3, is the one that is undertaken by Xylem. And we are extremely proud and happy to see that this scheme is going to provide several TMC of water for irrigation and drinking purposes in the rural parts of Telangana state.
Xylem has been chosen by MEIL to supply 14 metallic volute pumps with high hydraulic efficiency for the Sundilla pump house at this prestigious project. Each pump has a 40 megawatt motor and transfers 75,000 liters of water per second.
The Xylem India Technology Center is a group of talented engineers working with our global R&D teams to work on sustaining engineering, new product development, as well as in the
Here are the real heroes of Xylem, who raced against the clock to successfully implement this mega capacity pumping solution, solving water for the state of Telangana. is one of the world's leading partners in lift irrigation projects for pumping solutions and has extended its expertise to many similar projects in India. Sitarama Lift Irrigation Project, Telangana. Chintalpudi Lift Irrigation Scheme, Andhra Pradesh. Kondaviti Bagu, Andhra Pradesh. Sardar Sarovar Nigam Limited at Saurashtra Branch Canal in Gujarat.
The core strategy of transport is around three focus areas. Number one is to maintain and develop a very profitable core business. Number two is around smart water and the system intelligence, data analytics and services. And number three is to develop the business in emerging markets where we currently are underserved. And of course, India is a core component, a very prominent piece.
Do tune in to Xylem's social media channels to learn more on how Xylem can help solve water with you.